What's up, guys, and welcome to BIos3 Raw TV. Today it's time for story time again. Since you guys like these videos of my meathead, crazy, stupid stories, and I like telling them, and most of them have a message, and they're not derogatory or negative anyway, because all this crazy, stupid stuff happened to me, I'm going to keep making these videos. Now, excuse me. I've always said that my life up till now, which I'm 37, has kind of played out like Forrest Gump on steroids and heroin. That's pretty much how it's played out. Some random crazy things have happened to me, and some of them are unbelievable. So, I mean, everything that I'm telling you is 100% true, no matter how crazy or weird it may sound. It's totally legit. And most of the time when I tell people my stories, for whatever reason, if, you know, like I tell a story about me and my buddy Henry or whatever, if the person I'm telling it to and Henry's around, I confirm it with them. I say, dude, remember, you know, I told them about this story, remember? So I feel like I always have to confirm it because some of them are so unbelievable that they believe, most people think they can't be legit. So today, excuse me, I want to talk a little bit about my belt, my weightlifting belt. Now, some of you guys in some of the videos posted up in the comment section, one guy always said, why do you wear a belt for every exercise in every video? And someone else said something like, well, you shouldn't wear a belt because it can cause injury, etc. Now, I don't believe it can cause an injury, and most of the time I will wear it heavy squats, shrugs, something like that. And I find it does definitely help me, without a doubt, when I'm wearing it. But you may see me like wearing it when I'm doing curls, sometimes even bench presses, chin-ups, whatever. And there's a reason. There's a backstory behind this belt. And I wear it more so pre-contest than I do in the off-season. I'll use it. It is very much a mental thing, and not a mental thing to make me stronger, but let me show you. This is my weightlifting belt that I wear in all the videos. It's an Atlas belt. If you notice, it's got some rips and stuff starting to happen in it. It's going to pretty much fall apart at some point. But this is the old school vintage, like 1980 weightlifting belt. Like, you can't even buy them like this anymore. It's, you know, it was originally like light tan. It's now brown and broken in, and it's one of those leather weightlifting belts. Now, this belt is very special to me. It belonged to my cousin Christopher. Now, let me give you the backstory. Here's where the story begins. I get suspended from school because I'm a little troublemaker and I'm getting in a lot of shit. And I get in trouble and I don't show up for detention. I go back to the office. And they tell me, you're going to get another detention. So me being not a wise ass, but just honest and straightforward, told the principal, Mr. Cienzo, that I wasn't going to go to detention. And then I would get a third detention tacked on. And I wasn't going to go to that. So then I would get in-school suspension. And that's pretty much where they sit you in a room and you're going to stay there all day. And I wasn't going to show up for that. So eventually I would get suspended. So why not skip all the bullshit and go directly to the suspension, give me the day suspended, because that's what's going to happen anyways. And then I'll be off for the day and I'll come back and I'll try to behave. So the principal looks at me and he smirks and he says, at least you're honest. And I don't want to, but I'm going to have to go ahead and give you the suspension based on this discussion. And when you get back, we'll talk and let's discuss keeping you on the right track. Okay, fine. So now I have out of school suspension. I go home and tell my parents because I didn't lie to my parents. I was always honest, straightforward with them about it. And I figured I'm going to have the day off from school, I'm going to chill out, whatever, watch cartoons, eat cereal, do whatever the hell I do. Now this is when I'm like 14 or 15, about 15 years old. So my cousin Christopher, who is 3 years my elder, very close, like an older brother to me, spent all of our family time, like weekends together, vacations, you know, I mean, we're about as close as you can get. He was my go-to guy because he was a little bit older. So if I had questions about like anything, you know, why are my mom and dad fighting? You know, whatever. I would go to him and ask him. He was my older brother, my confidant, I guess you would say. So he was not happy with me being suspended, although himself was a troublemaker, whatever. So he shows up at the house where I lived, which is downstairs from my grandfather. He lived upstairs, we lived downstairs. And in the basement, his weights and his father's, my uncle's, were still down there. It was 2 weight benches, an easy curl bar, a bar, one of the benches inclined. There was a chin-up bar put down there, a big mirror, all the weeder posters. It was pretty much like a full gym set up in the basement. Dumbbells that were interchangeable and stuff, push-up bars, those gripper things that were like springs. We had all that stuff in the basement. So he comes in, kicks my bed, and goes, get out of bed. So I'm like, what the fuck? I said, dude, I'm suspended. I'm not going to school. I know you're not. Get your ass up. Let's go. Get dressed. So he drags me downstairs and then tells me, pick that weight up, do this. Pick this weight up, do that. Pick that weight up, do this. So we go through all these different exercises which is a punishment. And all of a sudden I'm doing like curls, and I'm like, wow, my arms are starting to tighten up and hurt and burn, and holy, I kind of like this feeling. That was it. He was like, Jesus, now, it's supposed to be a punishment. It's turning into something fun. Terrific. So at that point, I would actually take the dumbbells up in my room, put them under the bed, I'd curl in the morning before I go to school. Next thing you know, I'm cutting my sweatshirts, I'm cutting the tops off, and I had long hair at the time. I cut my hair. I go back to playing sports and playing football and all this stuff. And the whole time, bodybuilding. I'm in the gym. I'm training. Now I've surpassed him muscle-wise, size-wise, and now I'm starting to think about competing, and I want to compete, and I decide to compete. And the whole time, this is all based on, I was still working out with him sometimes, and the whole time, it was just based on him making me do that for the day. So he got me into it. And he did push me to be better and try to get better at bodybuilding and stuff. Now, fast forward to 2001, we get the phone call late at night, about 3 in the morning. I wake up and my brother and my girlfriend are above me. I'm sleeping on the love seat. And they're arguing. So I'm like, what are you two knuckleheads? It's late. What are you guys talking about? So my brother looks at me and he says, Christopher was in a car accident. Now, this happened because he would party a lot. So is he in the hospital? What happened? Is he all right? And 3:30 in the morning on July 1st, 2001, my brother says, no. Christopher was killed. He's gone. He was out drinking with one of his buddies it was a celebration. His buddy had been accepted to the police academy. And he was going to become a police officer. And Christopher was getting his job. He worked with autistic kids at a school. And he was going to be the manager of the autistic school. So he couldn't drive. The friend said, I can drive. He gets in the car, spins out of control, hits a pole, and kills Christopher instantly. Now, needless to say, this sent my world, it rocked my world to the foundation. I didn't know what to think, to say, to do. Had no clue. To this day, it's still like blurry. It's not even like it was real. It's like I watched it in a movie. And we went through the funeral proceedings. And I had already been competing and stuff, it had been a while, since 2001, and I started training in, 92. So, after he passed away, my aunt had gone through his things, and she came by the house one day, and she gave me a pair of his Adidas pants that he used to wear to the gym, his belt, and his wrist straps. And she said he thought that I would want to have them. But she was right, I did want them. I didn't know they were there, but of course I want them. So, the Adidas pants to this day, I wear on leg day. Those are my power pants. I wear those every leg day when I go in to train legs. When I'm squatting, I'm wearing those pants. And the belt goes with me everywhere. It's always in my gym bag. It's always at the gym. It's always having him there to spot me, to be there, to remind me that this goal that I'm trying to accomplish, whatever it is in bodybuilding, is not just for me. It's for him too. It was him that started me into it. It was him that wanted me to push. It was him that pushed me. And although he's not here anymore, until I finish this thing being the best that I can possibly be, I still have Christopher on my mind. And that, as a reminder, and having a spotter, mental spotter, having him there with me all the time, is why I wear the belt. So now you guys know the story behind the belt and why I wear it and all these things, and why my girlfriend Carrie actually for Christmas bought me a brand new custom Cardillo belt that has my name on it, which is brand new. And we haven't even gotten it yet in the mail, because I think we're still in the process of ordering what we want on it. And I will retire this belt when it tears. When it pops, breaks, snaps in half, and the leather is no longer, I'll retire this one and go on to using the other one. So that's my story for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and gives you a little insight and a little bit more into my background and who I am and what BIos3 is all about, what the training is all about, and the fact that it's very much an art form, and it's very much therapy to me, and it's very much of who I am and ingrained in who I am. This is not a money-making opportunity to me, bodybuilding to me. This is not a fame thing. This is, I love it and have been doing it since 1992, and will push until I get to the top of whatever I'm doing for myself and Christopher. BIos3 training at gmail.com, www.bios3training.com. Comments below. Thank you, and we're out.